Contingent work, casual work, or contract work, is an employment relationship with limited job security. Payment on a piecework basis. Typically part-time that is considered non-permanent. Although there is less job security, freelancers often report incomes higher than their former traditional jobs. Contingent workers are also often called consultants, freelancers, independent contractors, independent professionals, temporary contract workers or temps. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the non-traditional workforce includes multiple job holders, contingent and part-time workers, and people in alternative work arrangements. These workers currently represent a substantial portion of the U.S. workforce, and nearly 4 out of 5 employers, in establishments of all sizes and industries, use some form of non-traditional staffing. People in alternative work arrangements includes independent contractors, employees of contract companies, workers who are on call, and temporary workers. The concept of what is now considered to be a job, where one attends work at fixed hours, was rare until the Industrial Revolution. Before then, the predominant regular work was in agriculture. Textile workers would often work from home, buying raw cotton from a merchant, spinning it and weaving it into cloth at home, before selling it on. In the 1770s, cotton mills started to appear in Lancashire, England, using Richard Arkwright's spinning jenny and powered by water wheels. Workers would often work in 12-hour shifts, 6 days a week. However, they would still often be paid on a piecework basis, and fines would be deducted from their pay for damage to machinery. Employers could hire and fire pretty much as they pleased, and if employees had any grievance about this, there was very little that they could do about it. Individual workers were powerless to prevent exploitation by their employers. However, the realization that all workers generally want the same things, and the benefits of collective bargaining, led to the formation of the first trade unions. As trade unions became larger, their sphere of influence increased, and started to involve political lobbying, resulting in much of the employment law that is now taken for granted. Manufacturing has declined during the 20th century in the Western world. Many manufacturing organizations that employ large numbers of people have relocated their operations to developing nations. As a result, whenever they do hire staff in Europe or North America, they often need to be able to fire them quickly and keep costs as low as possible to remain competitive. As a result, some employers may look for loopholes in employment law, or ways of engaging staff that allows them to circumvent union-negotiated employment law, creating what is now known as contingent work. By engaging contract workers, organizations are able to be agile and save costs. The contingent workforce acts as a variable workforce for companies to select from to perform specific projects or complete specialized projects. Also, as organizations make efforts to be more agile and to quickly respond to change in order to be more competitive, they turn to the contingent workforce to have on-demand access to professionals and experts. Organizations also see the opportunity to reduce benefits and retirement costs by engaging the contingent workforce. However, there is risk involved in avoiding these costs if an employee is improperly classified as a contingent worker. Using the contingent workforce is also cost-effective in that using contingent labor allows for adjustments to employment levels and employment costs depending on what kind of expertise and labor is needed and at what time it is needed. Trends in the contingent workforce are also impacted by the economy. A study conducted by the MPS Group shows the relationship between the contingent labor cycle and the state of the economy. In a bullish economy, the demand for contingent labor is strong. This is most likely because organizations are trying to grow with the economy, and using contingent workers allows them to work with experts when needed, without the long-term costs of hiring them. Among several other contributing factors, globalization has had a large impact on the growth in using contingent labor. Globalization contributes to rapid growth in industries, increased outsourcing, and a need for flexibility and agility to remain competitive. A knowledge-driven economy also contributes to the growth in the use of the contingent workforce, because organizations rely more on their specific and expert knowledge and expertise. As demand increases for highly skilled and knowledgeable people, the expertise of contract workers becomes more attractive. Contingent workers are at a high risk of being injured or killed on the job. In 2015, 829 fatal injuries occurred among contract workers, which only represent a subset of contingent workers. Studies have also shown